I can't hear none of you,
right.
but I love you.
Okay.
I'm going to be back with you as soon as I can. Corey, Rise of Skywalker sucks.
Okay, but goodbye, Nick. All right. Gentlemen, you are of the Culture Shock podcast. Famously, Corey has the worst take in movie history that Rise of Skywalker, good movie.
Yes.
Please expand on your show, what you guys do, what you're about, where we can find you, and all that good stuff. And also, what are you doing today for your live stream segment? But do all the other stuff that I said first. I hope you remember all of it.
I do not. I will do it in the order I can remember it.
Yeah, we don't repeat stuff here.
I don't do scripts because I don't remember nothing. We just talk about all pop culture, movies, TV, video games, occasionally music when they can get me to do it.
I try so hard to get him to do it.
I just don't care about
Ain't
talking about
got
music.
so far.
But in the end, yeah, that's basically all we do. We just get together, we spout nonsense and silliness, and debate each other quite often. We all have different takes that we hate, so that's fun.
It's 100% an excuse to just hang out.
It really is. Once a week, we just want to.
It's a good time.
Since we were young, me and Adrian, that's my brother down below there. We have been told that all of our stupid, useless TV, video game, and movie knowledge will never come to use. So
Correct.
we always just kind of assumed, okay, maybe it won't.
And look at us now making $0 a year on it.
That's
Hold
right.
on. Well, we make a little.
Mike.
Thanks, patrons.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, look, we proved them all wrong. Look at us making $12 a year now. And they said we'd never monetize.
Who's laughing now?
Kids, you can make it too. Just spend years making a mediocre podcast.
With no script.
we're culture shocked.
Okay. Well, thank you. What are we doing today? What is the segment? What's happening?
Adrian.
I guess I can handle this one since I came up with it. Since we don't really have a structure per se for our week-to-week shows, we usually focus like more in on something. Like this is about Spider-Man, this is about Batman, this is about Batman the Animated Series, whatever, music. We don't really have much of a format here. The only thing I can say is we're just going to go over a few things that grabbed us, because on our podcast, we'll occasionally do like a weekly news update kind of thing. If we just want to do something a little bit shorter, like a quick 45, 50 minutes. And yes, that is quick for our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some episodes go like 4 hours. I think the Rocky episode was like 4 hours.
It's 2.5. And
Also,
most
our most
downloaded one.
downloaded. So,
After we cut it down.
yeah, after we cut it down. Yeah, so we don't really have a format. We're just going to talk about a few news articles that have grabbed us within maybe the last couple days, whatever. Some movies upcoming we're excited for. And then our big thing is I always have a ton of fun just reading. I always have a ton of fun just reading all of people's crazy. I mean, that's a dark hole in itself. Be careful with Reddit. But I love reading people's hot takes on there, like movie hot takes. A lot of my favorite creators on YouTube, they've all made like my top 10 hot takes, those kind of videos. So I thought we would go through and just do some hot takes, react to them, see if we kind of agree with any of them, and see how crazy people are. And then we will maybe even share a couple of our own.
Sounds good. You guys can start. I need to let my dog outside because she is currently pacing. So I'll be right back.
So you let the dog out.
Finally figured it out.
Get back, Strappy. I don't remember the rest of those words. Okay,
I feel like we have too much power being fully in charge of the stream. Right
Yeah. This is our stream now.
They should not have allowed this to happen.
Let me see
If
what
it
we
wasn't
missed,
for
though.
such a good cause, I would ruin them right now.
You can get the whole live stream canceled right now in 2 seconds.
Hi, guys.
Let's see what we missed, though. 2 Ps on a podcast says Rise of Skywalker rules almost as much as Culture Shocked. Hey.
Oh, what the? How?
Wait, should I take that as an insult?
I don't know.
I'm going to say it's a compliment. Okay, yeah. Let me see. Rise of Skywalker sucks. Oh, this is Nick. Dan, the guest art. Also, I love
the
you.
guest art, yes.
Yeah, look, I understand. Last night I heard enough of it. Nick wouldn't even let me in the room because he didn't want to. He didn't even want to talk about this. I understand Rise of Skywalker is not loved per se,
or good.
It's
an awful
great,
movie.
first of all.
Oh yeah, right. That's our great.
It's not good. It's great.
I like that before.
All right, Tony the Tiger.
Hey, Tony's a big part of my
It's a
childhood,
movie.
just like Star Wars.
It's not good. It's garbage.
Fuck.
Tony, are you talking shit?
Look, the thing is, Mike is very frozen.
I don't know why. Like, at least you
But
guys
it's
can hear
okay.
me. I don't know what the heck happened to my camera.
Well, we know Mike's hot take. Frozen is his favorite animated movie.
That's a really elaborate way to let us know, Mike. Seriously.
That's committing to
I
the
try my
bit.
best.
And we do a podcast with you. That's not true. Adrian, you want to get on the first thing?
Yeah. Yeah, Dan, I don't know if you saw this, but while you're gone, 2 Ps in a podcast said, Rise of Skywalker rules almost as much as Culture Shocked. I said, I don't know if I should take that as an insult.
That's Gerald. He's the
That's
only
Gerald.
one.
We don't listen to Gerald. Gerald isn't right about anything ever. So we just
I
ignore
also
it and
want-
move on.
I also want to let anybody on stream know that every single time they donate anything, I'm going to take drinks of Grandpa Joe's Pickle Pop.
Grandpa Joe's Pickle Pop.
So I don't.
That's
This
so
is probably
bad.
going to be horrible, but I'm going to drink it. And
No,
that sucks.
Here's the thing. Corey did this acting like it's like, oh, I have to do this crazy thing every time you donate.
No.
But
So
this
crazy.
bastard, yeah, this dude loves pickles, okay?
Oh no, Pickle Pop.
If it's legal to marry a pickle, this dude would do it.
Oh, it smells like pickles.
Oh, I'm also going to do it.
Which is good, but also the carbonation's going down my throat. That's weird.
I'm gonna try to do a fun thing too. Remind me if I forget. But every time we get like a donation, I don't know if a certain amount or just a donation in general, I'm gonna try to switch hats through the stream. So I got
yeah, I have about 1,000 of them. I guess I could have done that too. But
I'm gonna do hat flips. If we get to beanies, we know you guys did good because that means I ran out of baseball caps. But if I remember, I'm gonna try to switch it every time we finally.
Mike may return.
Finally, we cut the dead weight. Oh, hey, Mike!
I'm back. I don't know.
Somehow Mike returned.
My
Somehow.
camera is just
That's
not
right.
working right now, and I don't know why.
I don't know either.
It is what it is.
Everybody, this is a better way to deal with Mike. Oh crap!
Not seeing me. I mean,
Yeah,
you
I
can
mean,
see me, but
It's much
Mike.
preferred.
Mike has begun his training as John Cena.
It's almost
right.
complete.
this never happened to me before. I'm so confused.
I am so confused, SpongeBob.
Mike's not a technical guy, so
It's fine.
Well,
Yeah. All right, guys. So
Mike, try lowering the quality on your camera,
yeah, try that, Mike.
whatever it is,
Okay.
to something slightly.
go to
lower.
420 because that's what I usually have to use.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, camera quality, 420p.
That's what I meant.
you mean 480?
Yes.
Hey, wow. How did
Yeah,
I
see?
Hey,
Yeah,
look,
there you go.
hey, look, it's almost
Look
like
at
I
that.
know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I'm here.
Oh my God,
Oh,
our
my God.
podcast got a tech guy.
Thanks, Dan.
I feel like we used to have one of those.
Anyway. So yeah, let's get on to some movie news real quick. We'll just react to a couple things real quick. First one, you got to start with a big hitter. So this was crazy. First of all, if anybody keeps up with like box office numbers, this past weekend was a complete flop. For Memorial Day weekend, for people that don't know, is typically one of the biggest like movie going weekends of the year. And this last week, the Garfield movie came out with Chris Pratt, and the Furiosa Mad Max Legacy movie came out. Both of those completely tanked. Like,
Well,
I think
I feel-
Furiosa was projected 40 million. It made 28 or something like that. Garfield almost beat it.
I could have told you Garfield was going to flop. That movie looks terrible.
Yeah.
Now, to be honest with you, even though it did flop, Furiosa did flop, I don't understand why it flopped.
I've heard
By-
mixed
by
things about
all
it from people who have seen it.
Okay, I've heard mixed things, but I hear mixed things all the time about movies, and it still makes $100 million in a week.
I think it's just people I think it's just people getting tired of like these tentpole series. Like, and this one doesn't even have Mad Max in it. It's just like a spin-off movie or like a prequel. I think people are just getting tired of it, man. People are letting their wallets talk. Like,
I honestly
people are getting tired of garbage.
I thought Anya Taylor-Joy could put people in the seats. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Thought
And,
for sure she could.
And Chris Hemsworth, right?
Yeah. I didn't even know he was in it until.
Which a lot of people have been saying great things about his performance. I still haven't seen the movie. I watched In a Violent Nature instead, and but
I've seen 2 movies all year so far in the theaters. So
Mike, he runs a pop culture podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, 1/3 of our relevant culture. But anyway, I wanted to give you those figures to let you know how little movies made this weekend, because keep in mind, Furiosa made about 28 to 31 million if you include Monday for the holiday.
Yeah.
So in a 4-day weekend, that made about $31 million. Deadpool and Wolverine made $10 million its first 24 hours on just ticket pre-sales. Like in one 24-hour period since they announced it, $10 million it made.
And if I'm right, I think I saw a couple days ago that the ticket sales for this weekend were like the lowest in like 24 years or something.
41 years.
41 years. Jeez.
Yeah, crazy, dude.
Crazy.
Dude, the movie, I'm legitimately worried about theaters and just the going out to see movie experience in general. I know you guys already lost your theater, like by our hometown.
Yeah.
I think the major, what I truly think the problem is that things are too readily available for stream. Like not even like 3 months after the movie came out.
And everybody has a 70-inch LCD TV in their home.
Yeah.
Surround sound. I mean,
why would I go to the movie theater to watch? I mean, unless it's like one that you know is going to be worth it to watch in the movie theater. Why would I go to the theater to watch a movie that I could watch in the comfortability of my own home?
See, now
almost on a big enough screen that I'm sitting close to, and I have my own snacks that don't cost $30.
That mindset upsets me because I love the theater experience. It's one of my favorite things to do. So the fact that we lost our theater, the closest one to my home is now 50 minutes away.
Yeah.
And I have to travel to see any movie I want. And I got 6 kids and a wife. Like I can't just go whenever I want.
That's my problem. Yeah.
And it's like, I used to be able to go out. It was 5 miles away, pay a ticket price, watch a movie, go home for dinner. It was no problem. I would even tell her sometimes, hey, I'm going to go watch a movie real quick. And then I just go and come back.
Corey,
now it's a 5-hour excursion.
Corey, real quick. Is Grandpa Joe on the Pickle Pop, is that the grandpa from Willy Wonka? Is there any correlation there? Someone was asking.
Yeah, his nephew started the company, but stole his grandpa's name or his uncle's name. Damn shame. It's not actually Grandpa Joe, but because of the fame of Willy Wonka, his nephew stole his name. You know, it's politics. I can't get into it.
Somebody in here said, let's go get him to the Penguins hat, donate. There's a Penguins hat here. Mike, I don't know if you were here, but I'm going to try to, if we get donations, I'm going to try to switch hats as we go through. if I remember to do so, but I know I'm going to forget. Have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in?
We're past the camera stuff.
It's working now.
Also, Mike, did you see the other big thing about? Well, 2 other big things about Deadpool and Wolverine. First of all, did you see who he announced is going to make a cameo?
Yeah, his boy Rob McElhenney.
Rob McElhenney, dude.
I assumed that was coming.
Is he going to come in as Mac? He has to.
Who knows? He said that. All I know, like he wouldn't give any details of what he's doing, which big shocker there.
What if they give Rob McElhenney Gambit?
Yeah, okay.
He kind of looks the part. He's buff now. He could pull it off.
Now that you say that, I could see them casting Rob McElhenney just to laugh at him as like a bad version of a hero. Like, can you imagine? Yeah, and then you kill him off.
Since it's like all these different universes, and we already got a John Krasinski, Mr. Fantastic that we're never going to see again.
Yeah,
I could definitely see them doing
smartest
like
man
that.
in the world.
It does not mean we're
smartest man in the world. Right, Mike. You watched
smart.
You watched. What's the second Doctor Strange called? Multiverse of Madness.
Why are you trying to get me on this?
Smartest man in the world, right?
You want people to hate me.
If you pause. Apparently there was a donation. Nick, I did not hear the donation sound come across.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
Cheers.
So whoever's donation that was, thank you.
Thank you, random donator. All right, give me 1 second while I switch my first hat.
It tastes like you dipped a pickle in flat ginger ale.
That's
1 hat down.
Not good.
That sounds awful.
I'll dip my pickle in something.
I'll dip my pickle in flat ginger ale.
Oh, Corey, you took your first drink. What was your impression? What did you say it tastes like?
It tastes like you put a pickle, like you took a pickle, cut it in half, and put it into a cup of flat ginger ale.
I mean, I don't like pickles anyway, so that just sounds disgusting.
I love pickles and I love ginger ale, and I hate this. So I'm looking forward to drinking more of that.
How do I get rid of him? I don't want him to show up on the screen. It's fine. Nick, I figured it out. Don't worry about it.
It's fine. There's a foot trying to kick an ass in the background. We're good.
Next thing I wanted to talk about real quick. I don't know if you guys saw this. Pixar announced they laid off 14% of their staff due to a major restructure. 14% of Pixar's entire staff.
The same day they released the Moana 2 trailer, they get rid of half their 14% of their staff.
No, to be Moana 2 is not Pixar, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. But
Pixar, isn't it?
But the thing it has my mind going is like, I wonder how much of this is due to maybe just Disney Pixar hemorrhaging money the last 5 years, 10 years.
I mean,
or is
animation's
it like more,
come a long way. We don't need Pixar anymore. To be honest with you.
Well, I'm wondering like maybe how much AI is playing a part in this. Did anybody lose their jobs to AI, which is always, a hot button topic? Like Late Night with the Devil earlier this year. I enjoyed the movie, but there are a couple like AI graphics they use like as transitions, and people were not happy about it.
If any company was going to lay people off and use AI to save money, it's Disney.
For sure.
I mean, I like a lot that Disney does, but Bob Iger is greedy.
Put it in the machine, baby.
I would just like to point out that I was correct. Moana is not Pixar.
So it's just Disney.
It's just
Disney.
Okay, so Disney's doing animation good enough. They don't really need Pixar anymore anyway.
They said fuck Pixar. I mean, they probably didn't say that.
Because honestly, Moana is one of the better Disney movies. So if it's not Pixar,
no, I thought Moana's great. I am actually excited to see Inside Out too, because the first one was really well done.
Me too.
Okay, and then
people, if you have children, you get it. If you don't have children, you don't.
Yeah, and the next thing I wanted to say, just a few more points here. I don't know if you guys saw the picture, but we got our first look at the new Geralt from the Witcher series.
Yeah.
And,
Goodbye.
can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Okay, I'll keep going though. I saw the stills of Liam Hemsworth, and like I think he actually looks good in the part, but I just feel so bad for the guy because nobody's gonna watch it.
That's the problem is, honestly, the first look we got at him, he looks great. If that had been the first Geralt, I'd be on board. Yeah. But because of the whole Henry Cavill and how much America loves him, me included, I didn't like that he stopped doing The Witcher, but I got it. And I'll probably watch this one with Liam Hemsworth because I like the Hemsworth brothers. I like them.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot. And I don't, I've always been the kind of person that doesn't hate change. I don't hate it. Mm-hmm. Like, I like when they do different takes on things.
I mean, look at your background, for God's sake. You got Jake Skywalker up there.
Oh, my God.
John Star Wars.
Look. People need to realize
Henry Palpatine.
Henry Cavill has moved on, and he's happy now.
Well, I was going to say...
They need to just move on and be happy.
When Corey said, like, we love Henry Cavill, I was going to say, like, fans love Henry Cavill as much as studios seem to hate him for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird.
Hey, he was great in Argyle.
Yeah, why does
he's
this
great
dude,
in everything?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why does this dude constantly get done dirty? Is there like something we don't know about him behind the scenes? Is he like?
I mean, he's
does
a
he like
game
push
nerd? Maybe that's
push for. Does he push for like more creative control than like he puts on? Because I know that was the problem with The Witcher.
There was that article that came out around the time that season 3 was released, where it was like,
what was it?
He just wants things to be done his way, and we're the writers of The Witcher, and we're definitely the most talented people on planet Earth. So therefore, we know what we're doing.
And it's like, well, I mean, obviously, you don't know what you're doing. So like, shut up.
What nobody seems to understand about Henry Cavill is he's a true blue, down to his blood nerd.
Oh, yeah,
the dude knows what he's talking about. He loves The Witcher stuff. They should have listened to. They should listen to him. They should have kept him and listened to him. I think it would have gone for years more with Henry Cavill if they just let him have the process.
Wrong. It would not have. People are already tuning out of the show.
Yeah.
People are going to blame Liam Hemsworth coming in and being like, "This is why." No, the show was already dying.
Yeah.
Season 3 was the lowest watched season of The Witcher.
Yeah, season 3 was bad.
To be honest with you, I haven't watched season 3.
But was it because they didn't give him any control over creative?
I believe
process?
So.
Who cares? Like, if they gave him control or didn't, like, who cares? People had stopped watching the show. People are not watching the show now. I did the math. 20 million people, roughly, dropped off from watching the show. 20 million.
Ooh, that's a steep drop. Yeah, season 3 was like where a lot of the problems came about, where I think that's where he was telling them, like, listen, I love this series. We should not go this way. Like, I'm telling you as a fan.
The problem started in season 1, continued in season 2, and then he was like, fuck this. It's continuing into season 3, and I've told you guys multiple times, these are my problems. Okay. You don't listen to me, so I'm just done.
I'm out.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying, though. If he had had some kind of say, or he started this baby and it was his baby, it would probably be better.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally like The Witcher because I didn't read the books, and
I like
the games were okay to me. I like the show more than I like some of the games. So honestly, to me, it doesn't matter. But I think Henry Cavill would have done a better job.
Yeah, well,
if it were his. But that's okay because people don't like my takes. So,
bro, that's the same. Hey, and good transition there. But but that's the thing. Like, speaking of another, like, same thing with The Witcher. That 2 new Pirates of the Caribbean movies announced that without Johnny Depp, that nobody's gonna fucking. I mean, can I say that?
And who did they? Didn't they already cast somebody that's going to be in them?
Yeah, it's the girl from The Bear, the main girl from The Bear.
I'm thinking somebody else.
Yeah, which I love The Bear. And they announced.
I thought it was Margot Robbie.
They announced 2 new movies. Margot Robbie's in one, and then the main girl from The Bear is going to be in the other.
The Bear? Are you talking about Cocaine Bear? Because I could talk about that movie all day long.
No, I'm talking about the much superior Jeremy Allen White's The Bear.
Oh, the show The Bear. Okay.
Which, Bear fans, we got a season 3 teaser trailer today, or a couple days ago, which that was sick.
But please don't ever say Bear fans in front of me again.
Bear fans, Packers fan. But with that being said, I'm going to start getting into our hot takes since Corey brought it up. And I think it's fitting that we start. Well, it'll make a lot more sense to you once I show you my shirt. But the first one, let me show you my shirt.
I mean,
for any fans of the series, that is an Army of Darkness shirt from The Evil Dead.
An amazing movie.
So the very first one I saw here.
What is my hot take there?
Oh, John Muller on Reddit says, he just says, everybody has an unpopular opinion. To mine, I dislike the entire Evil Dead trilogy. It's a camp fest and not for me, and I'm just not a Sam Raimi fan.
Well, I mean, he's clearly just stupid. So why do we give him any like clout?
Yeah, why do this guy?
90% of Reddit posters are stupid.
Yeah, that's why this segment is so great. It's just a bunch of idiots.
It is.
I mean, I will agree that out of all of them, the first one's my least favorite.
Out of the original, like 3?
Yeah.
I agree with you.
But also, the first one is basically a student film.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he didn't have the budget. He was still very fresh.
The second one was basically just the first one again with a bigger budget and better camp.
Correct.
And funnier, a little more comedy.
That's why I like the second one the most.
Yeah. Yeah, the second one strikes that perfect comedy horror balance.
And then Army of Darkness went the whole other route. All comedy. Which is great.
A lot of horror series do that. Once they get like a little Child's Play, Nightmare on Elm Street. Once they get like that little comedic edge, they're like, oh, people like this. Let's go all in. For Army of Darkness, it works. For Child's Play, it worked for me on Bride of Chucky. It was like a one-time thing where I'm like, this is fun. And then they kind of went that direction a lot more with Chucky, and I'm like, what are we doing here?
There's another one of my takes, because I like Chucky all the way to Cult, and then I fell off.
You didn't like the Mark Hamill voice Chucky?
No, that was the reboot, and I did kind of like that, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was just him doing tame Joker, basically. I'll admit that. It wasn't a super creative voice. It was similar.
Correct. You've described Mark Hamill's entire post-Joker career.
Yes, true. But
I mean,
what I liked about the new Chucky was that they brought it into the new world and found a way to have him be evil in a way that makes sense, especially with AI being what it is now.
Yeah,
it kind of makes sense. Like that. Like I feel like a doll with an AI chip in it is dangerous.
Oh, absolutely. My issue with the Child's Play remake definitely has nothing to do with like how he came to be or that he's like AI or that's definitely not my issue with it. Okay, we were just talking about Henry Cavill. This should be a spicy one. Bruised B says Man of Steel is one of the best superhero movies of the 2000s/2010s. I know it's not on the same level as The Dark Knight, Winter Soldier, Spider-Man 2, etc., but it's still a great introduction with incredible visuals and music to a new take on the character.
You know what?
What do we think here? This one.
It's the best what?
It's the best superhero movie, one of the best superhero movies of the 2010s. What do we think here? That's what I'm interested to hear.
Out of everything in the DCU or DCEU, whatever the hell it's called, it's one of the very few movies I actually really enjoyed. So, I mean, I don't disagree necessarily with that.
Nick says every single Chucky movie is trash. not one of the best comic book movies of all time.
What upsets me is so many people are upset by him killing Zod at the end, and I'm like,
yes,
he did that to save people. Like, I mean, he was kind of faced with.
Well, people don't care. They just want to complain.
After he killed 10,000 people.
Yeah, but it's not.
Wait, who killed 10,000 people?
Superman and Zod.
No.
Accidentally.
Superman recklessly punched him through buildings. People definitely died.
Why didn't they pull like a Goku and Vegeta and just fly out somewhere?
I need you to go back and watch that fucking fight again, because that is Zod. I hate that argument. It is the shittiest argument from the shittiest position of all time. Goodbye.
I knew I could get Nick to jump in for something.
Thank you, God.
That's not.
Here comes the money.
Cheers.
Thank you, whoever that was. Again, I don't have access to the Tiltify, so I can't see who donated, but thank you. We really appreciate your donation.
Corey's going to enjoy this next one.
Yeah, Corey, that's a dog shit take. About the
I know.
Like, it's Zod punching Superman through stuff. It's not Superman punching Zod through stuff.
Yeah. Like,
go blue, baby.
I think with all of that going on, like, Superman's faced with this decision, like, if I don't kill him here, a shit ton more people are probably going to die. So, like,
correct.
He weighed the consequences.
Thank you, Steve.
To get out of this, so everybody doesn't hate me.
Thanks, Steve.
I'll just say this.
Too late.
I'll just say this. Man of Steel is not the best comic book movie made in those times. One of, sure.
Yes, and that's what they were saying. One of. No, it's not the best.
One of.
It was
but
I think Nick is a little insane by saying that, but it is an 8 out of 10 movie.
Yeah.
Here's what I will give it, and most of the world won't know this, but our fans will know this. And I say fans lightly. I'm talking about the two people. I hate Superman.
Oh no, I do too.
And I love
boring
Man
character.
of Steel.
That movie is a great movie.
So, like, the fact that somebody found a way to make Superman interesting to me blows my mind. And the fact that I would even admit it's in the in that talk.
I did see a good argument there in the comments, though. 2 Ps in a podcast says, but where were his red undies over pants of Superman? I mean, come on.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's true.
First and foremost, I'm pretty sure. Wait, are they talking about Henry Cavill's Superman?
Man of Steel.
Are they talking about the new one?
They're talking about Man of Steel.
For some dumbass reason, the red undies was like some weird legal thing that happened with the family and the people that actually own the rights to Superman now. Like,
yeah.
They basically were, well, we'll take the red undies off of them from the original creator, from your father, and we'll pay you this amount of money or some shit like that.
Right.
I know a lot of stupid stuff about Superman because that's like my brother's favorite superhero.
Yeah, it is.
Like, here's what the public discourse for this movie is. A lot of people hate on it, and I get it. It's a different version of like the character they love so much. It's kind of like a darker Zack Snyder take on it.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it every time I've ever watched it. Like, I don't. One of the best superhero movies. I don't know. Maybe if I really thought about it, one of the best DC EU movies for sure.
Of that decade, probably.
Mm-hmm. So Dan, you'd be more inclined to kind of agree with that. Of those decades,
it is one of the best of the decade.
Yeah. I liked it, but I don't know enough. Like, I'm not a Superman purist to be like, well, those changes aren't that bad. I'm sure they offended some people.
Who gives a shit? People who complain about changes in movies are stupid and need to watch movies again.
But on that note, Rise of Skywalker sucks.
Oh, that's true. People who like that movie should they should hold up a dagger in the shape of a Star Destroyer to their own face.
That's how she found it. Can you guys believe it?
I know, crazy.
She found it in the cavern when she healed the worm. Adrian, didn't you love that part?
I love. Oh God, don't. I don't want to talk about the fucking.
He hates the force healing. He hates it.
Sorry, I don't know if we can swear or not. I keep letting
Yes,
F-bombs out. Okay. But I hate all of the fucking forced MacGuffins in Rise of Skywalker.
MacGuffin.
Love it.
Here's one story element to conveniently get us to. Oh my God! Wait, a secret blade. But the blade has the map to the Emperor on it. Like that's convenient.
Wait. Well, how about the fact that the Emperor just suddenly miraculously is alive still?
Well, Mike, that one's perfectly explained.
Well, somehow,
Mike, Mike, he's not just alive. Somehow he's alive.
Thank you, Oscar Isaacs.
So Wizard Bruss says Man of Steel is trash with like 8 H's. So he would be on the other side of that.
I also don't disagree with that.
All right, here we go. Let's get into it. The Batman is too similar to The Dark Knight. The Batman has serious story.
Immediately no.
I know. The Batman has serious story issues. The more I think about it, the more I feel it shouldn't have worked. That being said, I did like it, they said, though. But then this person, hold on. That one's a light one. This person, I'll go further. It's a straight up bad movie. One that features the lamest Batman ever put to film. What? One who sucks at fighting. What?
Sure.
He's better than Bale.
And one that is so dumb he needs the Riddler to tell him he should be going after the biggest bad guy in Gotham.
I mean,
okay, so Riddler told him.
I mean, that one is fair.
It's fair, but he's also based off year 1 and 2 Batman. He's not experienced yet. He's still getting the hang of being the detective.
Yeah. The problem with the Batman is when the story focus shifts from the Riddler to Falcone, the story drags to a halt.
Like the third act kind of thing.
It spins there for like 40 minutes, and it's just like, okay. Like,
hey.
It was more like the Catwoman Falcone story there.
I guess I can see
Falcone bad.
Oh, like the father-daughter. Spoiler.
I meant the father-daughter part of it.
I can see an argument to be made that maybe this movie had too much going on in it, like maybe Spider-Man 3, but...
Now dig on this, Mike.
Incredible. Yeah, now dig on this. If I had my board, I'd be playing so many things right now.
But I don't know. I really enjoyed the Batman. I thought I don't have any issues with it.
Yeah, I think that would be one of our biggest. Let's just get it out of the way now. One of our biggest collective takes is Corey fluctuates day to day, but on any given day, me, Mike, and Corey all enjoy the Batman, probably even more than the Dark Knight. At least for me and.
It felt.
I never fluctuate on liking the Batman. I fluctuate on whether I like it more than the Dark Knight.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
It goes back and forth. Like I can watch the Batman and be like, yes, this is the best Batman movie that's ever been made. And then I'll put in. Wow, I'm 1,000 years old. Then I'll put on the Dark Knight, and I'm like, no, this is the best Batman movie ever made. It goes back and forth for me.
Yeah, my thing is,
you're like Mike whenever he tries to make a decision. Always flip flopping. You're a flip flopper.
Whoa! I am not a flip flopper.
You're a flip flopper.
Depends who you watch the movie with, or if you have a headache. Or...
yeah, this Reddit comment says Spider-Man: No Way Home is terrible when you have a headache.
Mike?
Wait, from Mike.
It was terrible when I had a headache.
Okay, here's one. This one pulled from a different source. This is from a YouTuber named Filmstock. So he says, Harry Potter is the most consistent franchise of more than 3 movies that we've ever gotten. That's his hot take. Not including a Hobbit movie, not including the Crimes of Grindelwald and the whatever you call those freaking movies, Wizarding World.
Harry Potter, not the Wizarding World.
Yeah, right. 1 through 8. So his claim is that it is the most consistent series we've ever gotten. More than 3 movies, like not a trilogy. I mean,
Harry Potter?
Yeah, Harry Potter, the 8 movies. Of course, he's a big Harry Potter stan. But like thinking about it, I don't think as somebody, big disclosure, somebody who's not read the book, so I can't be like, they missed that detail. And I know that paints a whole different picture when you are a reader of the books. So I'm sure the impact isn't as great for them. Like things that, especially Goblet of Fire, I know the issues in that movie. But I can still watch all 8 movies, and I have a pretty good time with every movie. Like there's none that I'm like, oh God, this one. Chamber of Secrets, I don't love. The first one hasn't aged as well for me. I still love it.
Actively bad movie.
The fact that Chamber of Secrets is the longest of the 8 films And they
That is
spent
weird.
so much damn time on that movie, but not enough time on the Order of the Phoenix. Pisses me off.
Well, it's not the longest. They just split the Deathly Hallows into 2 movies.
Well,
But
right.
as
but, like,
they
even
should have
still,
for that one.
Right.
So I present
owning
you this.
all of the books. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've read the books multiple times, and I wouldn't say that the Harry Potter movies forgot to put stuff in so much as they decided which storylines needed to be out
Correct.
to make the movies 2 hours.
And Nick said the same thing. He said that
somebody-
person has never seen Goblet of Fire.
Somebody in
Yeah.
the comments says Fast and the Furious, banger after banger after banger after. I hope they're joking.
Nope.
Oh.
Steve is correct. That is
Yeah.
actually the correct answer. That is the most
Oh,
consistent franchise.
That's right. Dan's a fast.
Oh,
franchise as well.
consistently
Amazing, yes.
realistic.
I mean, I guess if you maintain the
what?
same level, of quality in a
Realistic.
franchise, listen, I did use the word consistent. And if your movies are consistently bad, then that's consistent.
I don't like that because I do like the first couple Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, I like the first one.
They're dumb fun. That's the problem.
Why the fuck do you want a realistic movie?
Well, I don't want
why? Why would you want that? Why would you want a movie about people who fucking street race? Why would you want that? Like the first couple movies are great for what they were. Going into an insane superhero franchise, why would you want
This
anything
is
else?
interesting.
Like,
This is
how?
interesting.
How do they go from just simple robbers of fucking like semi trailers to spy espionage bullshit? Like
who cares?
Don't they go to
I
space?
care.
Because, Mike,
Who
they
cares?
did
Training.
Why do you care?
Mike.
Why do you care?
they did heists on extra XP weekends and upgraded their equipment. Bitch.
Yeah. I don't get why you care. Who cares? Who cares why they're international agents now? I don't give a shit.
They
Is
got
the movie
perks, bro.
entertaining? Absolutely. I don't care about anything else.
Yep. My guess
I will
is
say every single one that I've watched, I didn't hate. So I mean, it's just there's certain things.
Flip flopper.
No. There's just certain things in the later ones, pretty much after 6, that I'm like,
Don't they
shaking
go
my
to
head at.
space?
Yeah,
They go to low orbit.
yeah,
What the hell is this? What is this? Interstellar?
yeah.
And then a car swings on a vine somehow.
Wait, a Zircon. This is a good point.
Because Vin Diesel used trigonometry in a split second to understand that
Okay.
that's the car on
Here's-
the vine.
Here's
it
where you
would
lost
swing
me.
perfectly. And
There's where you lost me. Vin Diesel doesn't know trigonometry.
He didn't use trigonometry.
but
He
here's
used
the thing.
family.
Vin Diesel doesn't know trigonometry, but Dominic Toretto does because Vin
All
Diesel told the writers that Dominic Toretto knows.
There you go.
trigonometry.
Yeah,
Hold on.
that's true.
Vin Diesel
you go.
might know
True.
trigonometry because he did say I am Groot in how many different languages for Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, like 18 languages or something.
So I mean, hey, kudos to him.
But
for,
I mean, learning
you're a
3 words in
linguist.
every language is not that
Hey.
hard.
stop
just
trying to
because you're
take away
linguist
from.
doesn't mean
I could
This is
learn
a good point.
I am Groot in 18 languages.
Wait. This is a good point, though. Zirkin says you do not watch Fast and the Furious for realistic accuracy. You watch them because they're fun.
They are
Right. No,
fun.
That's what
they
I'm
are
saying.
fun.
Dumb fun.
That's-
You don't go. Oh, look at that! That's fucking stupid. Like
I think
go.
eight's,
Hey, look at that! That's stupid and awesome.
eight's my least favorite one out of all of them. But
8, that's fair. It's also. I also think it's because they had to scramble because Paul Walker died, and they're like,
Yeah.
well, where the fuck do we
Yeah.
go with this story now?
Oh, by the way, I love the Steve Condrick. I love with the Armageddon shout out. He's talking about other movies. If you applied that same logic, he said, first of all, I said, well, this one is a Zirkin. He says, how does someone get bit by a spider and become a boy that can stalk gods? But Steve Condrick says, we can't train astronauts to dig. A very big logic hole in Armageddon.
That's the dumbest.
Yeah,
movie
and what
trope I've ever
did
seen.
Michael Bay tell Ben Affleck in the director's commentary? Shut the fuck
told-
up.
Yep. He told him, I could stay awake.
But to the point of this, to the point of your Reddit comment, I think that he might be a little. I truthfully think that the Harry Potter series is more consistent than the Fast and Furious.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna present to you. If you say no to Harry Potter, give me like an example of something. That
well, that's
over.
When you mentioned that, that's why I was like sitting back here thinking with my wand in my hand, trying to think of
listen.
anything that could have been more consistent.
Me, I'm a horror fan, so I would like try to argue like Scream. Maybe if Scream 5 and 6 haven't, I do like them, but I do think they've kind of hurt the quality. I think To be fair, I think Scream 3 hurt the quality. Scream 4 wasn't great.
Yeah.
I still love them all. But like general consensus, are they the most consistent franchise? And horror, maybe. But that's not saying a lot because horror has a hard time maintaining quality.
But
over
every
time.
series of movies that goes over 3 is going to have one that's lackluster compared to the others.
There's some that have 3 that have already done that.
Over 3.
Having not seen the newest one,
yes,
I would say Mission Impossible.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Mission Impossible is very solid.
Mission Impossible 2 though is
the worst one is 2.
Yeah.
That's usually regarded as not a great movie.
And it's like fine.
Yeah. John Wick.
Goblet of Fire is on the same level of fine.
No. John
That's
Wick's
true.
Solid throughout.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I love the John Wick films.
John Wick, more than 3 movies. It has 4.
I hate 2.
Oh, you hate 2?
I love 2.
John Wick 2 has the problem of walk in, shoot 2 guys. Third guy comes out of nowhere. They hand fight for about 20 seconds. John Wick gains control of his gun, shoots 2 guys who just came in, and then deals with the man he fights. Go to next room. Repeat process until end of movie. That is every fight scene in John Wick 2.
At least there's not like an 8-minute unnecessary fight scene.
Now, after Dan described that, I have to change my pants. I want to watch John Wick 2 right now.
Planet of the Apes is a good answer by Steve Condrick. That is a consistent franchise.
Yeah.
The new one
there are some real bad ones.
The new ones are great.
The new ones.
The
new ones? Okay.
The Matt Reeves ones.
Matt Reeves to the one that came out this year.
To this one.
Yes.
Those are great.
I was going to say, the old ones, there's a couple real weird ones near the end.
What about the Marky Mark one?
That's horrible.
The Marky Mark ones, that was the best one.
That was the best one.
So bad.
Oh, wait, that's fair. All right, Corey, we got a doozy. And before maybe 2 years ago, I would have agreed with this. Lord of the Rings is overrated, in my opinion. I feel the hobbits in the films bring the quality down quite a bit. Frodo and Sam's story is boring. This one, me and Mike agreed with for the most part. Merry and Pippin are annoying, so it makes any scene with them hard to watch. That I kind of agree with at times. Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, and Gandalf are the only reasons I watch them. Okay, so let's dissect this a little bit. I will agree that's my favorite part of the movies is the whole Gimli, all of them, Aragorn, all of them together. Do I wish we would have seen the whole Fellowship together more? Absolutely, I do. I love Sam and Frodo's story. There's nothing I would change about that. But
it's not exactly like an exciting story.
Well, yeah, it's more character.
It's not supposed to be though. It's not.
If they had done an entire 3-movie, 12-hour long journey with just Sam and Frodo, yeah, that'd be boring.
That movie was stuck.
It's sprinkled in with other stories, like Aragorn's story is action-packed the whole way through, basically.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, I'm interested. Somebody leave
a character.
Yeah,
he's gaining responsibility through his journey to to go back to like his roots and realize, I must be king of men now. I need to be king of men because that is what's required of me to help Sam and Frodo finish their journey.
Yes.
And speaking of Aragorn, they just announced. I don't know if you guys knew this. They're doing a movie, Hunt for Gollum.
Yep.
They're going to do a movie about Gollum, and
will it be better than the game?
What's Adrian?
That game is 10 out of 10. Andy Serkis,
the actor, Aragorn.
Oh,
Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen said he will come back if the story's right, and they don't try to de-age him. They make him his age, and he's the king. That's it.
So they're going to have him be like 30 years older. In the time between Gandalf leaving the Shire and coming back, while they're searching for Frodo before he becomes king, he's going to be 30 years older and look. I mean, it's Viggo Mortensen, so he looks like he's like twice the size and like so much older now.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm back, guys. I'm finally here.
But he's not. But he's not as old as he was at the end of the third movie because they made him like 1,000 years old.
Mm-hmm. Okay, SWO Production says, Lord of the Rings is a brilliantly acted, beautiful, incredibly shot movie series that bores me silly.
That's fair.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. It's not going to be for everybody. For 30 plus years of my life, it was not for me.
They are incredibly well-made movies.
They are.
And I feel like arguing against that is
foolish.
Is a little wild, but I mean,
yes,
you can be bored by them and still like. There are plenty of movies that I think, hey, this looks great. Fucking hate this though.
Yep, absolutely.
You can have.
I just saw that movie over the weekend, Dan.
What movie?
Furiosa.
That was garbage. Was that your consensus on it? What, it looks great, but it does nothing for you? The thumbs up review. All right, this will be a hot one for our since we were talking about John Wick, for us action boys. The Terminator franchise had only one good entry, and that's the first one.
No, God.
T2 breaks all the rules of the first film by having living metal be able to teleport back in time. That's so powerful that only the killing machine from the first film can beat it. The series should have ended after the first one. Good action does not save a nonsense plot that breaks every rule in the first film.
If you're gonna hate movies because they changed things and switched stuff up, there's no movie safe.
And this person also said the first Terminator is the best movie James Cameron has ever made. Over T2, over Aliens.
Disagree. Heavily.
Yeah. Here's the thing I will acknowledge. I would absolutely... T2 is, it's a masterpiece, probably the greatest sequel of all time. That's not a hot take. But would I like to see them focus more back on horror elements like they did in the first movie? I would, personally. As a horror fan, I would love to, if they reboot or if they do a different kind of Terminator movie. Wait, I don't know if he's telling us to hold up or if he has a...
You said acknowledge, so I was...
Everybody
He's silently acknowledging.
So you must recognize...
You're my special friend.
Thank you, Hacker Baby Dwight TV, for the follow. That's a great name. I love that.
That's a name.
So yes,
I'll take a drink for a follow.
Yeah, why not? So what I like to see, hold on a second.
Oh, it's terrible.
I'm tired of being such a champion, Michigan because they won the championship.
Yeah,
I'm gonna switch hats too for the follow. So yeah, Terminator 2 is the best in the franchise. I don't think that's a hot take at all. But I would totally be okay, Venom. I would totally be okay if they decided to go back to a more traditional horror route. Like they're doing Alien Romulus this year, and it looks like that. I'm cautiously optimistic for that. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be one of the better Alien movies. So I would like to see Terminator go that route again, too. But to say there's only one good Terminator movie is ridiculous.
It's poppycock.
It's poppycock.
That's a terrible take for sure. That's almost as bad as somebody saying Jaws is a terrible movie.
It is. It sucks.
Hey, speaking of Jaws, everybody, we're going to need a bigger Gerald. There he is. You can get your own Phil Rude designed special shirt where he this shark, who is not Bruce from Jaws, it's just a generic shark, obviously, copyright free shark for sure, eating our boy Gerald. Go over to the what's the place? The Bonfire Store. I still don't have words, guys. I'm still digesting that burger. Get the shirt there because it's beautiful.
You know how you can tell it's not Bruce? Because the mechanics are working well enough to eat Gerald.
There you go. Perfect.
All right, Corey. Here. Let's go on the horror route here. Nick, what are we looking like for time?
I don't know how. I don't know what how.
Nick, if you look at the recording time in the top left.
Yeah, they're fine then. Yeah, you guys got like 15 minutes.
Okay. And there is nothing after. Actually, Ray, you're in chat. Are you good bleeding into?
She said she was fine for. She said she was fine for either segment. So Ray can just fill whatever time after that until whatever.
All right, just wanted to check.
That burger broke me, Stu. That burger broke me. Like And I haven't eaten.
And I didn't even taste it.
I haven't eaten like a real meal in like 2 days. So I took the first bite of it, and I'm pretty sure part of my soul left my body for a while.
Was it like that scene in Harold and Kumar when they finally eat the burger sliders?
Yeah,
but to a much better extent.
That's good. That's a good one. Yeah. Oh, kind of.
That's right where you went.
So good, man. Oh.
All right, for us horror boys, I got one here. Corey also. We're also fans of Cody Leach, so if you subscribe to his channel, you know his hot take on this as well. So Gladstoneism, I'm assuming a Gladstone fan, says Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is severely underrated.
No, that wrong. Immediately
and
wrong. Wrong.
And is easily the second.
Have an opinion or an internet or
and it's easily the second best film of the entire franchise behind the original.
No.
What's wrong with people?
No, this is just insane. This is wrong.
Yeah, I've heard so many arguments that people try to make for this movie. I've seen arguments from people who are very linguistic and very literate and very good at explaining why things work for them and why things don't. And I still just can't see what people see in this movie. Even if you explain everything you think that worked. As a horror movie, sure. About a hobo like that goes hiking down the street and kills people and puts on a mask when he kills people. That's great.
Now,
as a Halloween movie,
you've never seen a Halloween movie, and that's the only one you see on TV. It probably is decent, but comparing it to all the other great ones we did get, no, it's not the second best. Not even close.
Like if you're a like, it's just, I don't know, if you're a fan of that character and of that franchise, like nothing they do really feels Michael Myers or Halloween in that movie. Like the first one, if you take away the first 15, 20 minutes, like the little introduction that we all hate so much, that is a decent retelling of John Carpenter's classic Halloween, maybe with like the violence up a little bit of the Rob Zombie factor up a little bit that I absolutely hate, the white trashness.
Yeah.
But when you get to Michael as an adult in the first Rob Zombie Halloween, it's not terrible. It's not a bad movie.
No, it's not.
Because it's just a violent retelling. But this one, man, it's just, you shoehorn away to get your wife involved with the damn white pony or unicorn or whatever. You have Michael like talking at the end of the movie. You have his face visible the entire time. Like Loomis turned into an asshole for some reason. Laurie sucks in this. When you liked Laurie in the first movie, there's just nothing to root for here. This is just a miserable experience that Rob Zombie loves to do to his movies.
I just want to take a moment to shout out all the donations that have come in so far today during the stream. Really, really quick. Sorry, guys. Michelle, $10. Time to roll. Let's fucking go. Yes. Loy Sauce with a $100 donation. Thank you so much, Loy Sauce. Love you, brother. Julio from the Contrarians, $10 donation. Where'd the hot sauce at? I was actually thinking about putting the last dab on the burger if we reached a certain donation goal, but I forgot about it and we didn't hit it anyway. Gerald says, $25 donation. Did I miss the whale penis hot dogs? And then he donated another $10 and said, Rise of Skywalker Hive Rise. And Steve, everything I learned for movies, $10. Henry Cavill was great in Hellraiser Hellworld. Thank you all so much for your donations so far to this point in the stream. And make it rain, people. Make it rain here for Culture Shock. Make it rain for these beautiful boys. While they wrap out their last 10 minutes or so of the segment here. And then we're gonna have Ray come on, and I'm gonna need to go get a little cold water spritzer to spray myself down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm ready. I've been preparing myself all day for her reading.
Okay. I'm trying to find a couple more hot ones, because one of the times I want to.
I have a hot take for you.
Okay, let's go with Mike's. Yeah, Mike, we all have our hot takes. Maybe we should get into that since we're into our last 10 minutes.
I don't think Green Lantern is as bad as a movie as everybody says it is.
Oh.
Not good.
Well, no,
Mike,
it's not. It's not good.
Wait, just for the audience, for the record, unbiasedly here, who's your favorite actor?
I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds, but that's not that. Ryan Reynolds is my favorite actor.
Oh, he's a lot of them, yeah.
But Mike, who's your favorite actor who can actually act?
It's Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds can actually act.
Ryan Reynolds can actually act, but
there's movies you need to see if you don't think he can act.
I've seen Red Notice.
I'm talking about if you've never seen Buried. That's a movie like it takes a certain kind of actor to be able to carry a whole fucking movie.
Yes, yes, Buried. Yes, like he.
I'll give him that one.
He has shown talent, but the problem is he picks projects that don't really allow him to have talent.
He's definitely done a lot of projects since Deadpool that basically are Ryan Reynolds.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard. That's the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard in my entire life.
He has his agent look for scripts that have on them a Ryan Reynolds type.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds type.
Yeah.
And Mike, I'm just giving you a friendly jab. Well, listen, Vince Vaughn is the same in every movie. I love Vince Vaughn. Samuel L. Jackson, pretty similar in every movie. I love Samuel L. Jackson.
So as a little bit of spoiler, we plan on doing, because we do actor spotlights sometimes for episodes, and we're going to be doing one on Ryan Reynolds here very soon. So I watched Green Lantern recently to check, because I remember being like, this movie's trash. But I watched it recently, and this is now with my mindset of, doing things a little bit more critically. I'm like, you know what? This movie's entertaining. It's not great. The story sucks, but it's entertaining. The story's awful, but Ryan Reynolds was not a bad Hal Jordan. I'm not going to say that he's the best choice for it, but
his Hal was fine.
They just did not go in the right direction with the story. You could tell that the director didn't really care for Ryan's portrayal. He wanted Bradley Cooper instead.
After all the jabbing on Mike about Ryan Reynolds, most of what was wrong with Green Lantern wasn't Ryan Reynolds. That wasn't really the issue. So. Yeah, he did fine with what he had. It
was the big dumb space cloud that came and attacked Earth at the end of it. That was the problem.
That's definitely part of it.
That parallax bullshit.
That was right around the time.
Even the Sinestro stuff was fine.
That's right around that time when all movies were doing like cloud villains and the sky opening up, and it was stuck in that time.
Was that before or was that after the second Tim Story Fantastic Four movie? I can't remember. I think it was after, wasn't it?
It was a little after, and it was before the first Suicide Squad that did the same sky opening.
So yeah, because like Mark Strong is Sinestro was great. Like that would have if that sequel ever would have been made, like that would have been a really great movie because he would have absolutely crushed that role.
The funny part is the most exciting part of the first Green Lantern for me, and I say first, I don't know why, but the most exciting part of that Green Lantern movie for me was the mid-credit scene where Sinestro gets the ring.
Yeah.
I hated the whole movie, and then I was like, ooh, yeah, let's get a second one.
What's your guys' consensus on the Tim Story Fantastic Four movies? You have fun with them, or?
I have fun with them. They're enjoyable schlock.
Yeah.
I like the first one a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, if we did a tier list, I think that's where I would put those movies. I think that's a great way to say it. they're enjoyable schlock. Corey, before we get out of here, you want to maybe share one of your quick hot takes, and then I'll give one, and then we'll wrap?
Do I really need to? I've given so many hot takes that people hate.
You can tell people how you actually enjoy Christmas Vacation now that you've watched it again.
Well, that's a hot take he changed his mind on.
I changed my mind on that one.
I'm glad people can change, and Corey can see the error in his ways. But yeah, we're almost wrapped. So I think the biggest ones for Corey, people pretty famously know by now, it's that I wouldn't even, Corey, you don't even say Jaws is overrated. You just say it's not a good movie, or you just don't enjoy it. How do you want to word this?
It's just not a good movie.
It's a little bit overrated. It's not a good movie.
You're not a good movie.
It's slow and boring, and it's all suspense and little action, and the dialogue is goddamn. It's I hate it. It makes me cringe. Just the way they're all like, I'm on a boat.
No,
Aren't I such a sailor man?
Wait. So they're singing Lonely Island?
Yeah, I'm on a boat, motherfucker.
Visionaries.
Fuck you, shark. I'm on a boat.
Another one of Corey's would be, well, he is a huge defender in general of just the entire Star Wars sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
And while I
at least have Nick on my side with Last Jedi, I think.
Last Jedi is probably like number 2 or number 3 of the whole.
It's probably my third favorite Star Wars.
I like Force Awakens. The Last Jedi has a pretty badass scene with Luke taunting Kylo Ren, but other than that,
it has a pretty badass movie.
Only problem with Last Jedi is that like expansive middle sequence where they go to that weird casino planet and release the space horses and shit. Yeah, like that whole really weird thing, because it's like Ryan Johnson was like, we really got to write something about the military industrial complex in here and make it so on the nose that you couldn't possibly miss the point I'm going for. It's so bad. It's so like that. You could take that whole part out of the movie. Benicio del Toro as a whatever the fuck that whole thing is. That's also stupid.
Cracker hacker. Yeah, because Rose has to tell Finn saving children is the right thing to do, and saving animals is the right thing to do.
Adrian,
thanks, Rose Tico.
I know that they're not horses, but they're horse creatures.
Yes,
does that make the movie automatically better because there's horses?
The Rise of Skywalker is my favorite Star Wars movie because it has horses. I love horses. But why would you ride horses on a ship that can just like go like this?
That's
and all the horses
not a good plan.
I don't. Okay, I'll share a couple of mine because we're getting time crunch here. One of the ones that I stand by, and Corey and I are brothers, so we might agree with more than we disagree about here. To me, Die Hard with a Vengeance is my favorite in this franchise. I enjoy Die Hard with a Vengeance more than I like Die Hard.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Sure.
I've never
Friday the 13th, 1980, overrated, not a good movie, and the remake is overhated. I love the remake.
The remake, I'm on record saying the remake is my favorite Friday the 13th.
It's a top 3 for me, top 3 in the franchise, and the original 1980 is probably bottom 3.
It is. Derek Mears is more terrifying than anybody that ever played Jason.
Yes, like I said, I'm just flying through these. We already talked about it. Matt Reeves is my favorite live-action version of the Batman character and my favorite live-action Batman movie. Is Bruce Wayne? We'll see where it goes. I know it's intentional, but we'll see where it goes. Spider-Man 3, of course, is a good to great Spider-Man film, I said, because it absolutely is. I have multiple rants on Spider-Man 3.
Oh, it's so bad.
I do like it.
And then my last one I will say is my favorite Indiana Jones movie is Temple of Doom. Over Raiders of the Lost Ark, over Last Crusade. I think Raiders of the Lost Ark is almost like a perfect adventure movie, and it is technically a better movie. But I enjoy Temple of Doom way more. I think it's perfectly paced. I think it's like a mix of adventure and like dark. There's some dark shit in Temple of Doom. And that appeals to me more. You have Short Round, you have Ke Huy Quan. We in trouble now, Dr. Jones.
I love Big Bang Theory. I know you don't love that show, but
I hate
they actually completely ruined Raiders of the Lost Ark for people because the one character in there proves that without Indiana Jones, everything still happens in that movie. He's completely irrelevant.
That's so fake. That's wrong.
Yeah, no, it's true.
All, it's wrong. Big Bang, no, they would never have dug in the spot they were supposed to. They were supposed
I agree with Dan.
Doesn't show up.
Big Bang Theory.
Because they only went there because
not a credible source. We don't listen to that show.
If Indy hadn't gotten the way to get to where he was digging, they would have gotten it before. If he wasn't there, they would have gotten it. They still would have dug there. They only found it because of him. But if he hadn't been there in the first place to get the map to it, they still would have ended up there.
Well, that would be like if you go. He's irrelevant. That would be like if you go to a desert island and you find the MacGuffin you're looking for, and stormtroopers can fly now, so you get launched off your platform into a magic sinking sand hole that leads to a worm, that leads to a dagger, that leads you to the Emperor, that leads you. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Rise of Skywalker. Wait, Nick, do you hate the Rise of Skywalker, but you like the Last Jedi?
So I grew up loving Star Wars. My whole entire life, I absolutely loved Star Wars. Until I saw Rise of Skywalker, and that was it for me. Like I watched Kenobi because I wanted to see Hayden come back, and I wanted to see McGregor come back. Like I watched that, like the McGregor and Christensen stuff was the great part of that. The rest of it was fine. It was okay. Yeah. But like other than that, like no, I'm completely out on Star Wars. Like I just don't care anymore. Like that movie is so bad. It absolutely ruined my fandom of Star Wars completely.
Me too, man.
Like I utterly and completely hate and like nothing for nothing, but like Star Wars fans are like it's like the most toxic fandom like on the web. Like period. Yes. Like Star Wars fans are such goddamn babies about everything. Like I just can't take it. Like those two factors. If the Star Wars fandom was like this great, amazing community of like really great people, then maybe I'd still care. But like it's kind of a combination of those two factors. But yeah, Rise of Skywalker is so fucking bad. The second that movie opens, where they're like somehow Palpatine returned, and you knew from the opening crawl, you knew the second it started that they basically took the previous movie and they crumpled it up and they threw it straight in the garbage.
Yeah,
like because it's like and that whole thing is like blame the studio. Like that's completely a Lucasfilm problem that they didn't have a clear unified vision going forward. Like they let Johnson make the film he wanted to make, and then they didn't have a fucking clue for a plan after that. Like not a clue. And then they brought in Abrams, who was like, "Well, I don't like that. Let's bring Palpatine back." Fuck you. Fuck all of you. Like that's so bad.
Let's undo the entire Skywalker arc.
I was gonna say that completely defeats the whole purpose of him like bringing balance to the Force by killing him.
But Nick,
and the great thing about the ending, like the perfect thing about the ending, I hate you so much. Say it, Corey. Say it. I hate you.
Somehow he returned.
Somehow Palpatine returned. Like the problem is like it the worst part about it is how does Last Jedi, like, love or hate Last Jedi, but like you want it to stick in continuity, right? You want to try to follow a consistent plot throughout the entire saga. So it ends with like literally a nobody kid moving a broom with the Force. And like the whole message of that movie is that it's not just about this one family who's all connected. It's like anybody can be special, anybody can be great, anything. And then the second the next fucking movie starts,
and then what do?
It throws it in the garbage, and then it kills the entire character arc of Kylo Ren too, because Kylo Ren was ascending to become the head of the First Order. Like they tossed. Who gives it? Snoke sucked anyway. Snoke was a piece of shit. He was a shit character. Who cares? You got Kylo Ren, who was amazingly portrayed. I absolutely love that character.
Oh, Adam Driver's great.
Adam Driver's so good, and you were going to make him the head of the First Order, and he could have just been on this badass tear through that last movie and finally had this epic, amazing battle against Rey to finally bring it all home, and then they threw it all in the trash.
And yeah, that's even how the movie started. Kylo's tearing people up. It was like, this is what I need.
Just absolutely.
Answer me this. Have you ever watched the end where Ben is jumping down the chain and fighting his order to the theme of "We need a hero"?
I need a hero.
So good.
It does fit shockingly well.
It'll make you fall in love with it all over again.
Is there a scene where they play "Take My Breath Away" when him and Rey kiss for no fucking reason?
Yes, and you know what, Nick? You know what? Everything you just said about the Rise of Skywalker, I love that fucking movie.
The problem, I think, and like a lot of people will argue with The Force Awakens and say like that it's a ripoff, and I'm one of them. That it's basically Beat A New Hope.
For sure,
I'm one of them. But it's like I'll buy the argument that maybe we needed a fresh start to kind of refamiliarize people with Star Wars and get them back in and get things going again.
Get the bad taste of the prequels out of their mouth.
Yeah. So like whatever you want to say, and I love the prequels. I'm a prequel defender.
Yeah,
I'll defend it any day. But like
for sure.
Like, and then you let Rian Johnson take it in the direction he did, love it or hate it, but you let him take it there. You let him do that. Then you have to take that and tell a story that follows on from what he does. Like you have to do that. And they didn't. They like literally and the problem is J.J. Abrams comes in for that 9th film and he basically wants to do the same thing he did with Force Awakens and just make like a fan movie. It's like have all sorts of fan service moments. Like, let's bring Lando back for what?
For why?
Yeah, there was no reason for that.
Look at Billy D. He doesn't even want to be there. But
that was clearly to set up that one lady was his.
But the question is, would you got like pretty much if you give all 3 movies to J.J. Abrams, it's 3 movies with serviceable, sci-fi stuff, good like dogfights in space, but it's going to be 3 movies of fan service. If you give Rian Johnson all 3 movies, it's going to be a highly divisive, altering all your expectations, but it might end up being genius. Who knows? And we never got either of those, unfortunately.
My biggest gripe with those movies, with all the things that he just set aside, like they did Finn so dirty.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, yeah.
They set him up to be.
Even Johnson did.
Yeah, that's like I think JJ was looking to make him to be like something special.
Yeah,
and then Johnson fucked it all up. So then Abrams was like
the most wasted. Finn's the most wasted character.
He's like, what the fuck do I do with him now?
Force Awakens Finn was definitely going somewhere. He was compelling, and there was something there that they never explored.
So again, from a studio perspective, like if you I have huge reservations about Marvel, even the stuff that everybody else likes. Like I am not a Marvel person, but at least you had Feige's hand guiding the whole thing, so at least it feels like it all belongs in the same universe, and at least it feels cohesive from like an overarching story perspective. That's completely missing from the sequel trilogy. It just does not exist. It just doesn't. And that's the sad thing about it. I'm going to run you guys out of here in 1 minute here. I'm sorry I went over cooking time, but I wanted to make sure you guys got your full time in here to rock and roll. But before you guys run away, please let the audience out there know where they can find Culture Shock out there on the web.
Yeah, you can if you want to follow us anywhere on Facebook, we're Culture Shock Podcast. On Instagram, it's Culture Shock 21, TikTok and Twitter X. It's CS Podcast 21. Come follow us over there. We're cool and hip. We have a TikTok, even though we're millennials. If you go and download our episodes anywhere you get your podcast, we appreciate it.
And
we're on pretty much all the services.
Never invite Gerald on your show, because then it's just going to be a Rise of Skywalker love fest. You guys don't want to do that to yourselves. No.
Adrian and I are going to miss that day.
Yeah, I was going to say, when is it? I'm sick that week.
That's fine.
Somehow
we were sick.
Yeah, but I love you guys so much. I'm going to stop the recording now, so that way I can make sure that
Thanks for having us, buddy.
Just hang out stay in the room until your file finishes uploading, so that way I can get you those good files. But you'll be moved off stage, so you won't be able to intervene with anything. I love you, gentlemen. Again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for all your support for this event. Rise of Skywalker still sucks.
True. Somehow it returned.
What, Yaney? God, Yaney mouth over there. Love you guys.
Thanks, buddy.